I was making a face, but I had my mic muted. I was opening up a can of energy drink. Not sponsored. Obviously not sponsored. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting, mysterious, and sometimes hilarious, unintentionally, episode of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. Oh, hang on a second. I do that again. Get that all set up in there. There we go. Welcome, one and all. If you're watching on Twitch, that's twitch.tv/thunderandbatarangs. Thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, Under a Rock Gaming, also thank you so much. Consider perhaps becoming a Twitch subscriber, or at least a follower. Come over here and say hi. Say hi live, and then my computer will be like, and it will do a...
Here to lurk.
Like that. As if on cue. Carl. Also consider becoming a patron, like Carl, who just told me that he's here to lurk. Hello, Carl. Lurky. I got new vape stuff. My beard is looking especially nice today. And I'm excited. I finished shoveling my mother's lawn walks today, because it snowed pretty heavily last night. So I'm all ready to relax. Showered, ready to relax. And potentially run into Christopher Walken. We didn't last week, which was definitely not yesterday if you're watching this on Twitch. But last week, because this is a week old on YouTube. Sorry. This is not something that happened yesterday. I'm wearing the same clothes this week as I did yesterday. But we did not have an interaction or a meeting with Christopher Walken.
I'm just playing some Shadow of Mordor. Christopher Robin? Oh goodness.
Not Christopher Robin. Christopher Walken, as in... So, as I said last week, definitely last week, 7 days ago, this game is about you're tasked by Senior Wolfman to...
Ahoy hoy.
Ahoy hoy. Oh, it's Audra. Yo! So I'm explaining the game, Audra. You came in perfect time. So this game, you're tasked... I am Mr. Skellington Man with the bindle, and you are tasked to roam America collecting stories and disseminating them throughout America and making them grow and build and gain weight and stuff and change to pay for a debt. You meet Senior Wolfman. Go watch it on YouTube on the playlist, the first episode, and it'll explain it a lot better than I can. But along the way, you have helpers, and one of the helpers is a crow that works for Senior Wolfman, who I stumbled onto in the first episode, him being Christopher Walken, and my lovely moderator, Bob. He named him Christopher Walken. So, you know, flap, motherfucker, I'm a bird. Tweet. Audra, it's so good to see ya, friend.
Oh, Johnny Appleseed that owes money to the mafia.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. That's actually surprisingly apt. So let's, without further ado, get back into it. Last week, definitely not yesterday, I sat and set a spell. Why can't I... The camera is weird in this game. I sat a spell with, well, Mason a bunch of times, but we also met Franklin. And I'm hoping to run into Franklin again, although Mason... oh god, it's just a depressing story of a wartime veteran that is just, you know, war is so much fun. So along the way you're going to tell stories, as we've seen in the last 2 episodes, and as you tell the story, it will shift and change and get bigger in the telling, and it grows like a tree. You share this bus stop with an old man who shifts from foot to foot, thumbing his suspenders and watching the passing traffic with anxious focus. Hey, he blurts out suddenly, turning toward you. Want to hear a good story? This feels like a setup that we've already had before. With the air of a man who's distracting himself from something, he stumbles quickly through a tale about the 4 identical men, born to 2 different mothers, who confuse themselves amongst each other, confusing himself now and again, backtracking, adding new details out of order. You barely piece the story together.
Is that Teddy Roosevelt?
It really does, though, actually. I didn't say anything last episode, but the same guy was used for the same story setup, and he kind of looks like Teddy Roosevelt. But wait a second. You suddenly realize that he's told you a twisted version of the story about the 2 men who each mistook each other for his missing brother, but massively changed, with whole new chunks you don't remember. It's
Robotnik.
true. It's true, the old man insists, turning his wincing eyes back toward the road. And with that, the conversation seems over. See, this is another one like in last episode, in episode 2. Sometimes you can make a decision to tell somebody that the story is bullshit and that it's happened to you, or you can just move on. Or in other cases, you just have to move on. And yeah, a little bit like Robotnik. I still haven't seen the new Sonic movies. I say movies because I haven't seen the first one, never mind the second one. But Jim Carrey looked like he crushed it as Dr. Robotnik, and I keep wanting to watch those. Also, the frog named Frog that lives in my throat is still holding up residence, even though it's definitely totally a week later.
Seen the first and he did.
Yeah, he did? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I don't think he's done anything too wonky or bad so as to get, like, canceled. Cancel culture doesn't exist. Accountability culture does. But I don't know if he's anything to account for. So I feel safe saying that I really enjoy Jim Carrey. Although, if you watch the documentary of Man on the Moon, he went overboard on that one. This bar is crowded with people from every walk of life. I can't go as low as the narrator can. I wonder if I just read it in a different accent, if my voice would. This bar is crowded with people from every walk of life. No, I'm just kidding. Businessmen, young men in muddy overalls, and a crowd of girls in slinky dresses, preparing their blood alcohol content for a night on the town. But it's the squat, sharp-eyed man in the fedora who catches your attention. Well, howdy, Mac. This guy kind of looks like E. Honda if he grew up in America. He launches into a wild story about the storm generated by the gigantic bird. Halfway through, he stops, recognizing the look on your face. You know this one. You tell him the story about the massive thunderstorm. That's it? I think I like mine more. It's more exciting, sure. So that's why I'll keep telling it my way, he says. Like, let's get another round and do a competitive test on the other folks here, shall we? By the end of the night, the whole bar agrees. The new version is better. Although it might be because your new friend bought them all drinks. I see, I don't have any money. So the storm grew in the telling, or the story grew in the telling, now it's the storm generated by the gigantic bird. Which is freaking awesome. It's Zapdos! Oh, I have money, and I actually need to buy some food. I'm gonna eat some fried chicken, get my health up, because I was a victim of police brutality. Let's earn some money. You wander I don't know why the city ones aren't narrated for looking for work, because the exploration ones are. But these are for some reason aren't. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Where are we? Philly? No, Cincinnati. That is the city of brotherly contemptibility. I'm gonna look for work. You join a crew of laborers waiting at a street corner. Soon a truck pulls up and everyone jumps in the back. The job's good. I didn't read ahead. I thought it was gonna be a dude. One woman assures you. You ride a short way before the truck pulls up behind a factory. Everyone hops out and starts putting on heavy coats. What for? The whole factory is a vast cold meat locker. You're shivering in only a few minutes. Dragging the carcasses around is hard work, but it only keeps you so warm. Soon your hands are totally numb. I'm gonna quit early because it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I'm not gonna quiet quit. I'm just gonna leave. Next time, bring the right clothes, grumbles the foreman. He gives you a half-day's wage. Still money in my pocket. And I'm not freezing. So let's explore Cincinnati. Hey, I actually didn't realize they have a write-up of the town that you're visiting. They used to call this place the Paris of America, and it's fitting. The new Union Station makes you feel like an ant, and the music hall is a hell of a place to look at, too. Well, let's explore. Perhaps we'll find...
The corridors of Cincinnati's music hall.
Hey, the music hall.
With the sounds of an orchestra warming up for rehearsal.
If we unbolt the light rig, we can crush them,
says a voice up ahead.
God, his voice is so much smoother than mine.
Another answers. Hiding Baldy's baton will be sufficient to stop the din.
Hiding Baldy's baton? Oh, right,
Or
probably the
chest
guy.
raw.
Or chest, Rob? Oh, yeah. I don't have his chest. I don't have anybody's chest but a awkward, lanky kid's.
The tuxedoed men are slightly...
I'm still an awkward, lanky kid.
Mustachio on the right has his arms folded. The weaselly one on the left scowls. They start at your arrival.
I'm gonna undo those bolts.
Weasel feature vanishes into thin air.
Weasel features!
Gentle, says the other man.
From now on, his name is Weasel Features. Are you ghosts? Are you kidding me? There was, in the first episode, if you watch the first episode, there's a bunch of people who are afraid that there's some sort of ghost near a campfire, but it just turns out to be a French Canadian. And so I'm going to say, I'm the one that approached him because I ain't afraid of no ghosts. And I'm going to be like, are you dead guys? No, come on. What was that all about?
We used to be members of the orchestra until, well, you know. Patrick doesn't care for the new blood. It seems like talent died with us. So he does his damnedest to stop them playing.
Right,
but
that was it.
Allow violence against fellow artists? Help me stop him.
Sorry to interrupt the talking, but I just remembered how Christopher Walken...
Are they?
Hey, what's up? It's Bob. It's funny that you joined just now because I actually just remembered how Christopher Walken came to be, and it wasn't just because I stumbled into Christopher Walken, it was because you requested an impression with your redemption business. And well, are they what? Are they ghosts? Are they dead guys? I don't know. We'll find out. Because they used to be members of the orchestra until, well, you know. Patrick doesn't care for the new blood. It seems like talent died with us, so he does his darndest to stop them playing. Oh, but I can't allow violence. Oh. How do I stop a ghost?
With the right tool, you can
Crosses
banish
up.
them from the hall. You see, no spirit can stand the sound of the purest of all instruments.
The oboe. I got two choices, the violin or the piano. Chat, what is the purest of all instruments? Is it the violin or is it the piano? I would say... Actually, shit, what would I say? Okay, well, I'm going to reserve my thing if there needs to be a tiebreaker. I'm not going to influence chat. Audra, Carl, if you're still here, even if you're lurking. Unless you're like AFK. Bob, chat, what do you say? Now see, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're wanting to influence this, you could come over to twitch.tv/Thunder and Batarangs and you could, oh hey, redeem a Flip the Fate coin like Audra just did and maybe win some bat bucks, but also you'd be able to influence how this is going. Okay, well, Bob is going to be flipping the fake coin, and while Bob is flipping the fake coin and people might be getting some bat bucks, I'm going to ask again, chat. Violin or the piano? I'm not gonna start a poll because there's like 2 people, but I like engaging with the 2 people that are here anyway. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-dow.
Cup's hands in front of me, I'll flip you for it.
I'll flip you for it. Oh, okay. Well, let's leave it up to the fate coin then. Instead of doing a flip the fate coin to redeem some bat bucks, let's, if Bob is around, flip the fate coin. Outcome good is the violin. Outcome bad is the piano. Not that the piano is bad.
Found it.
Found it. Excellent. Excellent. So let's do both. Let's flip the fate coin to find the answer, and we'll run a... I'm going to set up the prediction real quick for the fate coin. And we got 2 minutes to flip
Call it in the air.
Violin is outcome good, piano is outcome bad for the first flip, and then the prediction is up for the flipping of the fate coin. Which means that, Audra, since you're the one who put it, bet some bat bucks, Bob will bet against you, and maybe we'll take your bat bucks, maybe we won't. Maybe you'll get some bat bucks. Bob's got some engagement today. I'm glad Bob showed up, because I don't have a fate coin. Can I pause during this? No. I was going to turn the music up.
I am for piano.
You're for the piano?
Tails.
Tails. Bob had a heart attack. I don't think that Bob expected to actually be utilized.
No bet's been made yet.
Yeah, no bet's been made yet, but I want you to flip the coin once for this is violin is outcome good, the piano will be outcome bad, to find out the purest of all instruments. We're leaving it up to the fate coin. I know that Audra's for the piano, but I've made the decision now to flip it. Unless, Bob, you agree with Audra that the piano is the purest instrument, in which case I'm just going to go for the piano.
Evil.
Evil. Hey, well, there you go. The piano.
No.
No? Oh, God. Well, now there's another option. Now it's the banjo or the violin. We just spent 5 minutes picking the piano.
Con carne.
Evil con carne. I'm not even gonna ask chat because if it's up to the violin and the banjo.
I was telling you the piano's evil.
The piano's evil.
Banjo.
Shit. Well, you were right, because no, the piano is not the most purest. And yeah, I mean, it's got to be the banjo.
No.
What? The sousaphone or the violin? You know what? We haven't picked the violin. Let's just...
No.
It's got to be the octabass. What is an octabass?
Sisaphone.
Sousaphone? That's fair. I want to find out what an... Oh, yo. What the hell? I wish I had a better computer set up so that I could run OBS, so that I could just flip from my game to this, because an octabass is an extremely large and rare bowed string instrument that was first built around 1850 in the Paris by French luthier Jean-Baptiste Villain. Je m'excuse if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but it literally is like, God, that's got to be 15 feet tall, 20 feet tall, maybe 15. I'm not good at gauging that kind of thing. How do you even play that? There's like levers on the neck? Whoa. That's freaking cool.
He
Sousaphone.
shakes his head, exasperated.
Carefully.
No! The triangle! The orchestra has
Of course,
one,
the
but
purest
percussionists are
instrument
solid.
is the triangle.
He never hits it right. If you can get there, you can ensure the only thing brutalized here today is Chopin.
All right.
The orchestra is midway
What are we gonna
through
do?
practice.
Bend the triangle so it doesn't
They're in
work?
dire need of it. The percussionist dozes on his stool. Everyone's oblivious to the muttering from the lighting rig.
Rush for the triangle or don't risk it. Well, I mean, this is for the spirits. This is for the ghosts. So let's... Wait, are these ghosts? I'm unsure if I'm working for the ghosts or if I'm trying to prevent ghosts. I guess if I'm trying to prevent new people from screwing up music. I'm
You
rushing.
sprint down the aisle and elbow through the incensed musicians. The percussionist falls off his stool as you clamber over his xylophone. You grab the beater and bring it down onto the triangle, eliciting a pure, resounding note. And
Yes?
the rafters ring with laughter. The mustachioed ghost appears next to you, doubled over, invisible to the furious orchestra.
I never thought you'd fall for that. The triangle, for God's sake.
Ed Grimley and his triangle.
Thanks for shutting them up, though.
Oh man, I got by ghosts. The mischievous ghosts of Cincinnati Music Hall. Hey, that's a funny story from Mason, though. So that's good. And we got some food. Excellent. Let's pick up some more stories. And Mason, who is, I believe, still in Ohio. Yep. He's back up in Ohio. He's actually a far ways away. I keep getting got by the sun. I love how putting my headphone around this makes my glasses look like monocles. Yes, indeed, quite.
Should have called Murray, Ramis, and Aykroyd.
No kidding, right? And fuck, I forget his name.
Hudson.
Thank you. I was like, I wanted to say Egon, but I was like, no, that's freaking other dude's character name. Hudson. Yes. Okay, story we don't need because that bogs things down. Bum, bum, bum.
A woman waits while a man in a truck fills 2 of her buckets with scoops of whitish powder from a bin. She sees
Not
you staring.
Arsenio.
Not
Want to
Arsenio.
make some cash?
She calls.
Was he up for that role? Because I could see Arsenio Hall playing that role. It would be a lot goofier, though. Oh, man, I might need to... No, I just need to stop, like, just to keep avoiding the sun. If I move forward, I all of a sudden become an ethereal, bearded being. The voice of God. Also of Uncle Decker? No.
He was the voice of Winston in the cartoon.
Oh, seriously? Oh, that's cool. Got to play him anyway.
She takes you
Doing
up
what?
the
What am I
drive to
doing
a
to make this
farmhouse,
cash?
where son and daughter are mixing something in a metal barrel.
Locust bait.
Ah,
She says,
Poison.
good band.
The town bought enough for everyone, but we gotta mix it
Spicy
ourselves.
work.
she'll pay you to help.
Yeah, do I have a mask? I might get hurt, but you know what? It might be
You
money.
use a broom handle to mix the poison with bran. The teens watch from the porch, faces frozen in distrustful scowls. Their mother pays you well, but later in the day you feel lightheaded,
Yeah, that's gonna take away some health.
You feel only a little better after
you vomit. Yeah, took away half health. But I've got full monies, so I can go back to Cincinnati. And, buy some ice cream. Whoa, 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 whoa. What did I do? Oh, I wanted to click go back. What did I buy? Root beer? God. Damn it. That was a... that was unfortunate.
Root beer floats.
Yeah, no kidding. I wasn't even tired. What a waste.
Deep in the fields, you come across a group of young men clearing weeds and sod from a roadside plot. Pitchforks flying, weeds dying. You almost don't notice that
Sounds like
the
a
dark
song.
lump beside them is a dozing boy, lying smack dab in the middle of their work.
Uh-oh. Look closer.
There's an odd frenzy to the way these boys are ripping the sod apart. When they notice you approaching, they jog over and stand silently between you and their sleeping comrade.
What's going on here? Oh, that's actually my response. I was just saying that. I hadn't read it yet. I actually was just saying that. What's,
Watch.
in horror. Oh my god. I do enjoy the way that that paused after that for watch. In horror. What's going on?
The youths share nervous looks. The oldest steps forward. Get going, he blurts, leveling a pitchfork at your gut. His hands are shaking. He seems serious.
So, Audra, and anybody watching on YouTube who doesn't, for some reason, hasn't watched the first and second episode.
Worked. Out. Nice. Lee.
Kill me. So you'll notice at the beginning, at the bottom of the screen, above the word "or," there's a picture that changes when I flip through the choices. That's because, and you'll see this when I visit Mason or the next person that I visit, but when you tell them stories, they're part of a category that could have to do with travel or love. In this case, it would be like the occult or fortune, I think. And then this could be disaster, I believe. And it just changes the way the story feels, right? Like the story that I mentioned about the French Canadian sitting by the campfire, it could have gone the occult way where instead of approaching the man at the campfire, we all just run away. And then I would therefore be telling everybody a story of like how we saw...
Like a Luigi board.
Exactly, like a Luigi board. I love Sorrow TV. But so it would have been an occult story because it would have been like, oh, we saw a ghost near a campfire. But since I approached him, it's now a comedic story about like a bunch of people thinking that some goofy French guy from Canada was a ghost. So I'm actually going to make this a non-creepy story because I'm concerned about this kid.
You step closer.
Is your friend all
The
right?
ringleader loses his nerve.
He died,
He blurts.
he was sweating and crying, and he just fell over. They won't come get us with the truck till sundown.
You realize now that the sleeper's been posed. The ashy shadow on his face wasn't cast by a tree.
The sun. It's getting me. It's good lighting, but it's getting me. So now that is this boy who died in the fields where nobody could be called to collect his body. So that will probably be a sad story. I betcha... What is that? North? Yeah, that's northeast, so that's gotta be Ohio, and yeah, that's Mason. There's some more stories over that way. But yeah, so now when I find a place that's like, listen to a story, that story that I just told might get changed. Like the two brothers who mistook each other, or the two people who mistook each other for brothers becoming two sets of brothers or four sets of brothers, whatever it is now. What is it? Is it this one? Yeah, the four identical men born to two different mothers who confuse themselves amongst each other. That's an example of this game I don't understand the way that it considers things to be either funny, thrilling, or whatever. Because the way that that story happens is I see two people who recognize each other. I see them stop each other and be like, oh my god, is it really you? It's been 30 years. And the other brother corrects, or the other person corrects the guy who said that, saying 32. And they're like, oh, brother. They don't say names. They just say, brother, brother. Oh my god. They're so happy. And then they want a picture. And so they ask me to take a picture, but they're in the middle of the road. So I have the option to just take the picture and move along, or get them to come up off the road. And just like the last time, I set this up the same way. Like I say the last time, the first time that I played this game, because I never finished it. I just played a little bit of it. I got them to come up off the road because I don't want them to get hit by like a carriage or something. Or like smacked with a horse. Or a car. This is Depression era America. I'm pretty sure that there were cars by then. I don't know how mainstream it was yet. Mainstream's not the word I'm looking for, but anyway, I got them to come up off the road, and that's when one person says like a name, and he says, I'm not that name, and then they look at each other and they realize that they're not brothers, separated by 32 years of estrangement, not knowing if the other one's dead. And I think that's extremely depressing, because they just get crushed. We don't take the picture and they move on. This game seems to think it's fucking hilarious, though. And the augmented story is four identical men born in that top right corner there to two different mothers who confuse themselves amongst each other. What? I mean... Sure. Do I have any, like... yeah. Oh, and you'll see there's an I beside the story, because each time it gets retold, it changes a little bit, and then I think there's 3 maximum times that it can get retold and changed. So that I will open up. Oh, okay, right. The dubious but promising Miracle Grove formula near Columbus. You can have a maximum of 3 stories in each one. And it looks like the only one that I have multiple stories of is that one. Is this guy. Yes. Neat. Oh, we're gonna get some more stories here, though. Just gathering a boatload.
Just a moment there,
he says.
I think you will walk by me if you continue the way you are going.
From the Republican Herald.
Nice.
You may have heard of it. Syndicated in 6 counties.
No, never heard of it. Republican Herald? I'm a Democrat. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Canadian.
Well, no matter.
I'm neither of those things.
You may have noticed a vocal few out there. I call them naysayers, who throw up their hands and fly the white flag as soon as life gets a little tough. But wouldn't you agree that it's never been a better time to live and do business in this country?
This is Depression era America.
Anarchy.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, anarchy. Exactly. Wait. Let me think about the wording of this. But wouldn't you agree that it's never been a better time to live and do business in this country? No, I would not. I would not agree with that. No.
Ha! Pessimism, negativity, faint-heartedness.
I call it realism, but whatever. It only gets worse. So.
If there is to be an end to the great American experiment, it'll be your attitude that writes it, not mine.
I can only hope.
Over a shared, crusty loaf of bread.
Why is its eyes on fire?
Looking at a prominent, tattered scarecrow in the field.
Oh, you like old Barney?
He asks.
Not particularly. It's quite scary.
Hemp.
It's hemp. Yeah. Just hemp. Yeah, sure.
Does a damn good job scaring the vermin. Shame about the real fella. He was a funny one. Old Barney hiding out in our stables and lofts, just passing along.
What?
We liked him. Well, all except the sheriff. Barney never harmed nothing. I sometimes shared bread with him, just like you here.
Am I gonna get turned into a scarecrow? What happened to him?
When he
That
disappeared,
scarecrow got an
leaving
award.
just the clothes we gave him, I figured I'd put him to use. Never got to know his proper name neither.
Across the field, the wind in the corn whispers.
Oh my god.
He was outstanding
Or
in
is
his
it-
field.
The scarecrow.
Are you happy with yourself? Are you I actually know that joke by a different telling. Across the field, the
Yes.
wind in the corn whispers. Or is it the scarecrow? Some people say as a scarecrow, I'm outstanding in my field, but hey, it's in my genes. That's the way I know how to say that one. You got me hard with that. Alright, old Barney the Scarecrow, the most terrifying thing of our nightmares. Nightmares? Good job. So let's hear a story. Let's see how one of these stories have changed. The policeman in the truck on this corner is having a pretty wild argument with someone on the other end of the radio. No, he keeps saying. No way. No way. You listen in as the man on the radio finishes a wild story about the travelers who move at the speed of a snail. Wait a second. I swear this is what happened, the cop over the radio insists. That's when it clicks. You know this story. It's a stranger version of the story of the slow-going cart, but with some new bits left out or replaced. There wasn't any bits to take out or replace. I found a slow-moving cart, and they were going slow, and they were on the Oregon Trail, so they probably died. Ain't true, the cop in the truck sighs. If only he knew. How is that? The travelers who move at the speed of a snail. So now it's just a bunch of people going real slow. Like, I mean, real slow. I wonder if I move forward, like forward enough, does it... Ah! Eventually, the sun is going to move into a spot where I can come
They
back.
died for dysentery.
Exactly. That's what I said last episode. That's exactly what I said last episode.
Surrounded by fields of corn and rye, a small farm lies fallow. Its tiny stable crumbles into disrepair, and foxtails sprout from its fields.
Fallow. Of farmland plowed and harrowed but left unsown for a
There is
period
more than corn in
order
Indiana.
to restore its fertility as part of a crop oh, okay. I had to look up what fallow means because I have absolutely no idea. There's more than corn in Indiana. Is there? I don't know what's in Indiana. I hardly know what's in... Well, no. Halifax has got potatoes. Quebec has hoity-toity arts people. Toronto has the center of the universe. Manitoba has an extreme lack of accountability. Saskatchewan has nothing.
In Canada's diaper,
In Canada's diaper. Which would be Toronto? Wait, is there a place on the map that kind of looks like a diaper that I'm unaware of? Alright, so it lies
Hi.
fallow. Hey, what's up? It's the
How are
weird
you?
toad. Hey, Weirdy. Hey, Toady.
USA.
Yo. Toad. Good to see you, friend.
Ahoy hoy.
Let's enter the
Inside.
farmhouse.
The sunlight filtering in through two small windows turns to hazy gray shafts in the thick, dust that blankets the interior. There's not much in the way of furniture, but on a rustic kitchen table, a handwritten note catches your eye. Never opened.
Well, Fallow didn't say anything about being abandoned. Why am I just walking into this person's house?
It's addressed to Martha
Rosebud.
and unsigned.
Martha.
Her name is written in the stiff letters of a man for whom literacy is more a formality than habit.
All right. There's literally no other option. I'm just going to be a nosy Nelly here and read someone else's mail? If it hasn't been mailed, is that considered mail?
If you find this, I'm already gone. Don't come looking for me. Rest is scratchy spirals and circles of halfway readable writing about the noises from the cellar.
I read ahead.
Hunger in the darkness.
Hunger in the darkness.
The
They even
cellar
got a
door at
Babadook.
the edge of the abandoned kitchen calls to your attention.
Okay, so I could walk away and I could like leave it as like a really spooky supernatural story.
Gone to Chicago for a pack of cigarettes.
Never came back. I'm gonna go down into the cellar. Heck it. Oh, we got a flip of the fake coin again. So, Bob, I trust that you will just set up the prediction and you have the ability to do that. And bet whether or not the outcome is going to be good or evil. Bob will flip the coin and you may or may not win some bet bucks. And it didn't cost you anything because Bob was the one that flipped it. So
Want me to flip you for it again?
no, I'm going down into the cellar. Get some cabin in the woods nonsense going on here.
The door is unlatched. The ground below is deeply stained with some dark residue you can't identify. Upon it, only ancient piles of chains and manacles, slowly turning to rust.
I really thought that I was going to find something that was going to explain this and how it was just an opossum. But nope, that just made it worse. Actually. That just
Ectoplasm.
made it worse. Yeah, maybe. If I had the Ghostbusters, I might be able to figure out if that's ectoplasm. Oof. That was fucking rough. What the hell was down there?
She's getting married.
The soldier tells you. The two of you observe the church from the dusty road, straining to hear the faint joy of the ceremony transpiring within. I fought for 10 years to come home because she said she'd be here, waiting for me. And look, can you believe it?
Yes, she doesn't believe in the military-industrial complex. She realized that her life was going to be a sham and she ran away. No, I'm just kidding. No, I can't believe it. That's so mean, bro.
So what am I supposed to do? What does she expect?
Come on,
I should throw myself from the nearest cliff? Walk into the ocean?
He snorts, sets off down the road.
Okay, this is interesting. Because it gives you a hint of how it's going to go with the picture. So this could be a love story, and I could wait behind. I thought that following him was going to be a good thing to do, but following him is that one.
Louisville is pronounced with 2.5 syllables. The middle syllable is the half.
Louisville. Yeah. Louisville, Kentucky. Or something. I don't know. I don't know America. Walk into the ocean. Because, like, follow him, I thought that that was going to be good. And I can't remember what category that is. I've got a whole boatload of love stories, though.
Louisville.
Louisville. Louisville. Louisville? Oh, I was just I was like, why are you talking about Louisville? But it's right there. I didn't see that. What happens if I wait behind? How is that a love story?
You wait a while. Eventually, the bride emerges from the church, alone, and looks out over the cornfield.
Vowel rhymes will bowl.
When she sees you, and only you, her posture falls in a full-body sigh. She picks up the hem of her dress and goes back inside.
Was he... Do you mean to tell me he was waiting outside, but she was waiting inside, and they missed each other by a split second? What does it say? The soldier who came home to find his girl getting married. Oh! Oh, I see. He came home thinking that, oh, I misunderstood that. Oh, dip. You should have waited just a little bit. You should have gone inside. There's a part where you can interrupt, you know? And maybe you'd ruin maybe you ruin her special day and cause everybody to hate you and she says no. But maybe she wants you to do that. Cause she waited those 10 years, and maybe it's only recently that she met this guy and decided, yeah, I'll get married because I haven't heard anything from that sucks. You gotta wait. You gotta wait a half second longer.
And saves another guy's life.
Yeah, exactly. The policeman in the truck on this corner is having a pretty wild argument with someone on the other end of the radio. No, he keeps saying. Wait, it's the same thing. By the way, Bob, how did that fate coin thing go? How did that go? Did you do it? Did it work? Nah, lol 420. I actually wasn't paying attention. Do I need to pay anything out? Or oh my god. Oh wait. Okay, it's good now. It's back. No. No, I don't need to do anything, or no, it didn't work.
Fates. No one bet.
No one bet. Well, I guess that's the way the fate coin tumbles. Alright, let's see what story has gotten... Oh, it's the story about the woman who drove into dust storms in the name of science. Well, she didn't... I mean, that's about right. I swear this is what happened, the cop over the radio insists. That's when it clicks. You know this story. It's a stranger version of the story of the woman who studied dust storms. Okay, so now instead of studying them from a kind of safe distance, she's riding into them. I mean, she was on the outskirts, but it's not too far off. Octopus. It's not too far off. I might as well get these stories because I'm here, but I really want to run into somebody new and actually talk to them and tell these stories. So that's half of where the fun is.
You've seen migrant camps before, and they tend to look like the town dump. This one, though,
Squidward.
on a good day, this could pass for a town.
God damn it, son. Damn you, son!
Starched white tents stand tall and many, and a stroll through the grounds finds you neither trash nor trouble. You hear some chatter from a large tent on your left. On your right, a tent in the shadow of the trees emanates a soft buzz.
Chatter in a tent, but there's a soft buzz. That could be... I mean, the chatter in the tent is chatter, but the soft buzz could be anything.
Chatter in a hive of bees.
Even a buzz. You know how we've always wanted a buzz. It's squirrel chatter in a hive of bees. Hilarious. Let's see if it's squirrel chatter.
A bespectacled man reads from a black binder to an audience of about 24 migrants.
At this time,
He says,
Mr. Martin vacated the chair in favor of new chairman Mr. London. Mr. Lake was elected vice chairman. Mr. Lake was elected chairman of the finance committee.
I'm gonna stay a while and listen.
Mr. Horner and Miss Clive were the other members on the finance committee. Mr. Lake gave an instructive talk on the duties of that committee. Mrs. James displayed a lamp left by a camper which she suggested should be resold. Mrs. Schwartz made a motion that this be tabled until the next meeting.
I need to know more.
Total collection for the month, $143.70. Balance at the first of the month, $84.89.
Coal mustard in the library.
Deposits, $173. Bank statement balance, $248.07.
I could. Oh, my beard is stuck in the microphone. I can't. How does this become a story?
Pauses to turn the page, and in that moment, he finally notices you, standing at the entrance.
What did you hear?
He says coldly.
All of
Every
it.
head in the place turns to face you at once, and you beat a retreat.
But what did I see? What even was that? The strangely clean tent city that I
Pico
found.
Run.
That one didn't work out for you. Was that supposed to be an emoji?
The barn and silo have seen better days.
Clean tent city, I guess.
One big storm might bring the whole structure down. A man hollers.
Ken? Ken? I know you're here, boy.
He sees you and lopes across the field toward you.
You seen a boy around? About 14?
No, but I saw a boy a few days back that was traveling around
Or a good cop
apparently
can knock it down.
with his father's bones in a sack. Is that the boy? Is that the boy you're looking for? I haven't.
He sighs.
My boy is missing. I haven't seen him since last night.
He swallows.
He ain't the type to run off, neither. Can you spare a minute to help look? I'm worried sick.
Neither of these changes the option of it looking like tragedy. I'm gonna check the roof, because I'm gonna assume you've already checked inside the barn.
You climb the ladder and make your way across the roof. A trail of empty beer bottles leads you past a discarded shirt and to the base of the silo.
Uh-oh.
You climb up. There's a hole in the silo roof. A rupture where
why did I
rotten
have to
wood
check
gave
the
way under
roof?
something large.
Oh, no. Okay, let's look inside.
You maneuver your way along the edge,
The roof
keeping your
is on.
weight off the rotted panels. You poke your head inside. He's there, half submerged in the grain. He's been dead for half a day at least.
Oh, shit.
The man's waiting at the bottom of the barn ladder.
Anything?
There's a spark of hope in his eyes.
I could lie, but then the grain will get tainted. It will literally reek, and there's no way.
Just some vegetables.
Yeah, just some vegetables. Just some barley and meat. Meat's supposed to be in there, right? I'm gonna tell him the truth. I'm also thinking that the sun. There we go. It has officially moved past where I can sit back to where it's comfortable. Tell him
He
the
chokes
truth.
back a sob.
I told him not to go up there. I told him.
He looks up at the tower. then turns to
Sun-backed
you,
grains.
tears tracking down his grimy
Audra.
cheeks. Why didn't he listen?
Oh, it's not a real boy. It's not a real kid. It's not a real person. I don't need to feel torn up about it. Or nothing. Let's just whistle on our way. Alright. If you whistle, you move faster. What story is this? Listen to this, blurts a boy loitering outside this grocery store. He works his way through a long and strange story about the fortune teller whose dark past stained the souls of all her clients. There, he finishes. What do you think? Wait a minute. Holy shit! You know this story. It's the story of the fortune teller and the curse, but wildly altered. For a couple moments, you're too surprised to respond.
Just a few days before he was ingrained in silos.
Seriously, the boy insists. What do you think about that one? It's a great story, and stay off of roofs. He smiles sheepishly. Thanks, he says. I heard it from my brother. Now take the credit, kid. So it's no longer the fortune teller and the curse, it's the fortune teller whose dark past stained the souls of her clients. The souls.
Sorry. I have a bit of...
No, I know. I know. You're fine. You're fine. It's a fake NPC character. I think that we're okay. Oh, I'm getting zuzzy. Let's see if I can't hitchhike. Get myself to Chicago for a pack of cigarettes. You're not gonna pick me up? Fine. I'll just whistle then.
And I used to watch Mystery Science Theater 3000 a
to
lot.
hide whatever's inside.
Really? It won't say 3,000?
Want to see what I got? I'm not telling.
She raises her eyebrows, encouraging you to pry further. This girl is either very confident or too young to know shyness.
Close to my hometown.
Now, see, what I'm wondering is if I should show disinterest because she clearly wants me to pry further, and if I show disinterest, will she just be like, no, actually, here, look. Or if I show interest, is she going to be like, no, you can't. I'm going to show interest.
Ha! Got you hooked.
Okay, there we go.
Too easy.
I do want to know what's inside.
She twists her lips to one side, mimicking a more adult,
More
thoughtful
sacrifices to the
gesture.
elder ones?
I'll tell you what. I'll show you what's in the basket if you do something for me.
Summon Cthulhu. Yeah, we've got more. Yeah, just like the pebbles, Bob.
Clue.
Yeah, clue.
Excellent. I want you to kill my mother.
Whoa, holy shit, this is actually dark.
She looks to check if you're paying attention, then points to a figure working at the other end of the field.
She's boring. She keeps making me work when I want to play.
The girl bursts into
That's a bit dark for me.
laughter. She doubles over the basket, laughing so hard she's barely able to stand. When she can speak again, she says,
You should have seen your face. You really should.
I did see it. I've got a camera here, so I saw
beckons you
it.
over, shows you her basket.
I saw my face. All right, what's in the
Three
basket?
kittens snuggle up at the bottom.
Aww.
They're barely old enough to open their eyes.
Mom
PP.
gave them to me for being good. I've called them Badb,
Poo poo.
Matcha, and Anand. After a story Nana told me.
She preens.
I'm very clever, you know.
Oh, yo! I didn't know
Syrup
this.
cakes.
But this is cool. Because this is actually one of my patrons. I didn't know them by this name. This is the daughter, the mother, and the crone. This is the Morgan. Q Omnia. That's dope. C-Rap cakes. You are very clever. And also, being raised by pagans.
The crone.
Inu the crone? Is that another name for Morgan? I looked up Inu the crone and all it was... Oh, wait. Oh no, that's missing Inu. I thought it was going to be like a Game of Thrones reference. But yeah, no, the crone. That's freaking awesome. Good little witch. Pat pat on the head and move on, says the skeleton. No wonder she wasn't afraid of this living pile of bones. She's being raised by pagans.
Video game reference.
Oh, video game reference. Oh, neat. I probably haven't played it. That's, as we all know, I've played like so many video games and didn't get lost in online multiplayers. Yeah, sure. Let's earn some money. You wandered the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. I got to see a mare about Juana. About Juana. Very good. Let's panhandle. Nobody gives me a cent.
Ultima Online, and it was an event character.
Ultima Online. Oh, nice. Yeah, never played it. The street is relentlessly smelly and feel like garbage. Ugh. Time to get going. One of the things that I do plan to do, I'm playing Where the Water Tastes Like Wine to get back into the habit of streaming again. And to get that good feeling of seeing 7 viewers. Oof. Yes. That is actually, like, honestly so awesome. Because, like, I know that a large portion of streamers are streaming to nobody or themselves. And that, like, that was the first little bit of my streaming experience. And it's all right to deal with, but it's definitely better to see like a 7. To see a 7 is like, oh yes. And watch, that's when somebody that just leaves. But I'm planning on my first game back, even though I'm posting these as VODs to the channel. I have to edit the Alien Isolation stream that I did from last year. That's still coming, but...
I was at 7 max when I was streaming regularly.
Castlevania is going to be the first real Under a Rock, and I have to continue BioShock, because that's technically the first real Under a Rock series, but I'm going to be streaming Castlevania. I don't know if I can stream BioShock on here. I know I couldn't on YouTube, it wouldn't let me, but maybe I could stream it on Twitch. Let's explore Chicago. If you get the reference, you get the reference, but I'm not going to say anymore.
It's the midday, and yet this whole neighborhood is eerily quiet. Everyone seems to have retreated into their homes as if warned of something. You soon realize what? The reciprocating sound of a Thompson gun.
Go to Gino's East, good pizza.
Go to Gino's East? Alright, there's a plug for Gino's. Run for cover! Yeah, we got a Tommy gun going off.
You get behind a car, putting the engine block between you and the sound. But it's muffled, coming from inside a building. You're in no danger, you think. So you allow yourself a peek above the black hull of the car.
That you think is very ominous.
And running down the cobblestone street, a man in fine, blood-spattered clothes. He has his hands out, mouth open, screaming something. But you don't catch what he says. He's drowned out by gunfire, and his body slumps to the ground.
Dante, hug me. I am scared.
Don't hug me, I'm scared. I love that series. I'm gonna keep watching. See, here's the thing. I could just run away and like end it now, and then it's like I feel like I should have done that in the tent city because something else could have happened. You never know what's going to happen if you just cut the story short, but you also never know what's going to happen if you continue. For example, the chains and the manacles in the bottom of the abandoned farmhouse. You never know. I'm going to keep watching.
The men responsible, 3 abreast in dark overcoats and wide hats, walk up to him to check on the body.
The boy in the
The
silo.
smallest of the 3
Exactly.
has
Exactly.
nervous energy about
You
him.
never know. I could have gone into the barn.
People are gonna see us, boss.
People ain't gonna see nothing. Not on these streets.
Oh, I actually saw the perpetrators. I heard them, in fact. It was Al Capone. It was Al Cap one.
El Cap 1.
I'm getting sleepy. Oh, but there is a person to talk to. Heck yeah. So let's get another story for them. Who is this? Well, we'll find out. Let's not look on the map. Let's
There's
let it be a
something
surprise.
wrong about this lonely farmhouse.
John
I've-
Gacy.
The cows have unusual rain over the porch, and the open door shows a cow lying in the empty parlor. The flower boxes are still well tended, though. There's outgoing mail in the box.
Okay, so maybe somebody just doesn't like to do exterior repairs on their home. That's
The
fine.
moment you step inside the fence, an old woman screams.
Yeah, see?
Hey! Hey! This is private property!
You quickly realize that the sound is coming from under the porch. Indeed, you can see her hollering at you through the slats of the steps.
What?
You can see a parlor set up in the basin under the porch.
Skinwalkers.
A flowery armchair, a rug, and a little lacquered table.
Totally.
This is an inhabited home!
Of
The old
skinwalkers.
lady barks.
The cows live upstairs, and I live down here.
Above, a cow thumps its hoof. She twitches and startles.
That's...
I have heard of children in the stairs, but old ladies under the porch.
Yeah, she's like Harry Potter. That's a way to live. I'm gonna say I'll chase them off for you. Maybe she doesn't want them there?
Her whole face melts.
Oh, she doesn't actually.
Thank you.
She sobs.
Thank you!
Interesting.
With a sharp stick, you carefully urge the 3 cows inside the parlor to exit. Soon the place is completely empty, except for the manure. She still kisses the floorboards in gratitude.
Ew. How did this happen?
Didn't want to tell anyone. They kept me trapped down there for weeks. I had to sneak out one piece of furniture at a time. At night.
Manure.
She rushes to lock all the doors.
It was a mutiny. It won't happen again.
Cows kill a lot of people, actually. So, like... I could see how that would be terrifying. That's neat. The woman who hid from cows under her house. Hilarious. Okay, who's this? Let's rest.
And start fires.
And start fires. It's Cassidy, Chapter 1.
I've
by
met a lot
somebody.
of people like you on this road.
Have you?
There's something you want from it, isn't there?
Yeah, stories. I've actually never even met this person before. Even in my
Fun
first
fact.
little playthrough.
Ivy never killed anybody.
Well, that's good.
A desire that scratches and scrapes away at the sides of your body. Does being out here feed that part of you? It's that way for me. Living in a state of
Just
motion.
make sure they
resting
don't get their
nowhere,
hooves on any
returning
guns.
to no one.
Yeah, right. Once the cows get access to guns, then it's all over.
I've been a wandering ghost for a while now, and I'll be that way for some time to come. But that's a fate I should have known I was in for.
Dude, you sound like Frank Sinatra.
I'm a poet, after all.
Well, if you're a poet, you might be Frank Sinatra. Are you Frank Sinatra? No, your name's Cassidy.
Sometimes I want to hear a
It's
sadness
McCree.
that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
A sad story? Yes, I think. Oh my god, stop.
There is a song called Cows with Guns.
Oh my god, is there? Bob, are you actually referencing that song? Because that's hilarious. This could be a funny story. The woman who hid from cows under her house around Chicago. That could be a funny story. But it also might be a sad story.
I heard it on the Dr. Demento show.
Nice. Oh, okay, this is a sad story. The story of the boy who died in the fields where no one could be called to collect his body near Cincinnati. So what happens is you meet people like this. I've been collecting a whole bunch of stories. Now we meet somebody like this. You can see under the card that the category is death, change, endings, moving on. So I'm going to tell him the story. He wants a sad story. So I'm going to tell him a sad story, and the little eye in the middle of his little bar thing there at the top will open up if I've told him the correct story. If this, for some reason, the game is like, no, that's a funny story, he'll go, I didn't want to laugh, or something, to let me know that I told the wrong story. And you can only open the eye so much. So I want to tell the right stories up to the point where his eye is open, because then I'm going to get to the next chapter the next time I see the person. And then, after the eye is fully open, I can start offloading other random stories, because they still will change. Or no, I still will hear, the story won't change if it's the wrong story, but I still will hear, he'll tell me something about the category of which I've picked. So I'm going to pick this one. He's going to tell me something about death, change, endings, and moving on. The story of the boy... Stop it. Drift. Stop it, stick drift. Stop. That one.
The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry?
Yes, actually. And maybe one day I'll post some of it to my Patreon page. Who knows?
Change. I've seen a lot of change. Everything. Everyone I thought I had is gone. Our friend Pauline, she had a big house and a husband who often wasn't around, so naturally,
you using a moose
that's
as
where
a
we went for
pointer?
readings. We were wild, radiant, sweaty, alive. All kinds of people came, and all of them were poets. All of them with such beautiful souls. Each with so many things to say and the true heart to share them. It's hard to believe that's all gone now. I need an optimistic story right now. Something to put a smile on my face. Can you think of any like that?
Yes. Tell the story of the newspaper reporter with strictly pause. Oh, yeah, right. That's the guy. Right. I don't know if this story has opened up all the way its eye, because it's a determined socialist in New York, and I haven't seen it change yet. And I don't know what you mean by am I using a moose for a pointer. And I don't know if that's another reference to a song. Okay, stop. Jesus Christ. Optimistic, I think? Oh, wait. But this one has to be open all the way, too, because it's the story of the seagulls and the fishermen near Portland, Maine. I don't think that's gonna... Oh my god.
No, moose instead of a mouse.
Oh, a moose. You were just... Yeah, gotcha. Fuck me. Creepy mill... You know what? I'm going to tell the story of the strange woman who shared a moment with me during an eclipse around Cleveland. That is an optimistic story. I know because it happened to me, and I got a lovely kiss out of it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
We do reach up like that, towards hope.
Have to buy me dinner first.
Or just watch an eclipse with you.
The space you give to love is the same space you open yourself up for potential harm. That's an old truism. And I'd read all about that kind of thing from an early age. So, it's not like it should have been a surprise to me.
Fair.
Still, I wasn't prepared for how much it all going sideways hurt me as much as it did.
Bro, I can relate.
The way I felt about Silas wasn't like anything I could remember feeling before.
Silas?
The whiplash from that is why I'm out here by myself now. Alone, out here. I spend too much time inside my own head. Can you tell me a hopeful story to lighten my mood?
Yes. Oh, I was gonna tell them about the dudes in the lighthouse that found love that eventually turned. Sorry, hang on a second. I thought I heard something. I am just going crazy. Oh, I'm
PP.
gonna tell the story of the girl with the basket of kittens. The crone kittens.
I'm afraid I don't get the joke.
How is that funny? Oh, I guess because she wanted me to kill her mom. Ha 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 ha.
Joy. I've had joy in my life.
Poo-poo.
I used to be part of a group of
Meow.
mad prophets, rabble-rousers, channelers of holy knowledge.
Huh.
We'd get a couple gallons of wine, bring them over to our friend Pauline's house. Then we'd shout
There's Pauline
these
again.
incandescent verses to each other, to the land and the sky.
Are you trying to summon the old gods?
We were loud late into the night. What good would those words do if they didn't reach the heavens? Alone, out here.
I like this
I
guy.
spend too much time inside my own head. Can you tell me a hopeful story to lighten my mood?
That depends on whether or not the game considers it hopeful. Maybe?
No hope for you.
Yeah, no kidding. No hope for me. Would this story be hopeful because the cows left? Or would it be funny? Oh, you know what? The story of the determined socialist in New York. There we go. It might not grow anymore in the telling, but at least I'm gonna open
like
his
that
eye a little
one.
bit.
Makes me feel the way Silas used to
Nice.
Star
in the old
Wars,
days.
A No Hope.
Star Wars, A No Hope.
Freedom. Sometimes I feel like I don't know how to use it. When I consider my situation in the mornings, I mean, soberly, I know there's no way to bring things back to the way they were.
So that's why maybe just enjoy things the way they are. I was gonna say stop drinking and enjoy
Spider-Man,
things the way they
No
are,
Hope.
but maybe he doesn't have a problem.
I think I'll just find my own path. Surely, that's what's meant to happen now that I'm no longer bound to anyone.
What if your path is finding someone new, though?
But how can I? That group was everything I knew. I was cast adrift by what happened, and I can't come to rest. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
I do know stories like that, but your eye is, stop it, super full open. So I'm not going to tell you any stories that you want to hear anymore.
This guy talks with so much swagger.
I know, right? That's why I said he
That
sounds like
one
Frank Sinatra.
was like getting locked out in the cold with
Oh,
nothing
no.
but your sorrow. I liked it.
I accidentally told him a story that he wanted to hear. I thought that was going to be a thrilling story, not a sad story. I guess it was sad because a guy got shot by the mafia, but I thought it was going to be an action story. Damn it.
Authority. Look, one day you start saying things should be this certain way, and you see that things aren't that way, and you get upset. That's where suffering comes from, that mismatch. So, you'd think it would be equally simple to say, things are going to take the form they take, and I'll be okay with it. Of course, that's easy as a concept, and difficult as a practice. Silas introduced me to this Buddhist way of thinking. I miss the old group. I really do. I still have that image in my head. Pauline's house, the poets, Jess, me.
Honestly, Pauline's house seems like a right grand old place to be.
But on top of them all, there's Silas. In my memory, he looms, he haunts. You ever meet someone so far above everyone else? It's like they were from a different plane altogether.
Yes.
That was him. A divine presence among normal human beings. Silas was part of the group, but at the same time, he wasn't. He was better than any of us. Wiser, gentler, stronger.
Silas sounds like quite the catch, yo.
We all held him in respect. We were in awe of his power as a writer, in reverence for the beauty of his soul. I still love him. Look, I'm headed out this way. If you find yourself out there, maybe we'll meet again.
All right. I actually neglected to take a note of, oh, I just got a trophy, the Beat Poet. Neat. For getting to Chapter 2 on Cassidy. Neat. Where does this train station take me?
I need someone to talk about me the way he talks about Silas.
No kidding, right? Yeah, he's madly in love with Cyrus, and also has a very, like, he's besotted by him, but he also has a clear reverence and respect for the man. Let's go to Pierre. I don't know where that is, but let's go. Oh, nobody's on the train. Please don't get beaten by the cops. Please don't get beaten by the cops.
You keep going east far enough.
Oh, yes! I hop off the boxcar and successfully sneak my way out of the train yard without catching any unwanted attention. Thank goodness. South Bend if you keep going east far enough. Ah. Oh, hey. There is a story that we've told that may have grown in the telling. Do we have camp people near us? I'm in South Dakota. Oh, hey, I'm close to my province. Sort of. Oh, there's Cassidy. He's in Iowa. There's someone new in Colorado. There's really no one else around us, though. I mean, we could go southeast to Iowa and run into Cassidy again. I think I might do that, actually. It's going to be a bit of a longer stream than last week, and not yesterday. It's break time at this half-finished bridge. The workers are gathered around a young man who sits on a bucket like a king. They listen raptly to his story about the whole group of boys who worked themselves to death in a cornfield. Oh man, it's a group of boys now. You realize it's the story of the boy who died in the fields, where no one could be called to collect his body, but heavily embellished. The young man on the bucket tells it like I am. The young man on the bucket tells it masterfully, doing all the voices, as if he's told it this way 1,000 times before. What a story. It's nothing close to what actually happened, but this version is pretty good. You'll have an easy time remembering it. Todd the Sod. Yes.
The baby buffalo lies tangled by a fence,
Aww.
wire biting
Baby
into its
buffalo.
flesh. Please, it says.
Nice.
Must reach the sanctuary before they find me.
Yo.
The light here has a thin quality. Colors are oddly muted. There's a taste of something old in the air.
Bye, son. Who's chasing you?
They were hunters of my kind. I am the last born. Every year it repeats. I must run. They must chase. It is the cycle that lets my people survive. You hear hoofbeats. A ways back down the road, a cloud of dust rises. The buffalo struggles. Please, help me.
Yeah, definitely. Free the buffalo.
The wire cuts into your hands, but you
I'm not even
untangle
gonna
the
consider
end.
not doing it.
The buffalo charges off
Feed
as
the
soon as it's
buffalo.
free.
Eat the wings.
Come on. You glance behind. A trio of riders emerges at the head of the dust cloud.
Follow the buff. Like, I like how that's how it's actually written. It's not even just me being like, yeah, let's follow the buff, dude.
You run alongside the buffalo. Not far. It grunts. Just ahead. You see the boundary, a line of rocks that mark the border, but the hoofbeats sound close. The ground dips, and the beast stumbles and falls. I'll be on you any second.
I mean, it is a young buffalo, but I would imagine that a young...
What is this guy smoking?
I know, right? I would imagine that a young buffalo would still weigh a bunch. So I'm going to distract the riders, because I don't like my chances carrying the buffalo.
You stand defiant in the path of the riders. They're coming in fast, wreathed in dust. But you hold
Oh, this is
your
not going to
nerve.
go well.
LSD?
The lead rider veers at the last moment. The other two haul on the reins, sending their horses sliding. You're thrown into the dirt.
Look up.
The buffalo crosses the line and turns with a defiant bellow,
Yes!
a primal sound that far outstrips its size. It drags its
Because
feet
it's a
through the
ghost
dirt,
buffalo.
kicking up a cloud of dust. When it settles, the four are nowhere to be seen. You hear the distant clamor of a herd in motion.
Neat. They were all ghosts, is. The last born buffalo. Cool.
The man lowers his paper as you come near. His weather-beaten face is drawn. They say it's spreading. The dust is strangling the land. Half my cattle suffocated in the last storm. We cut open the carcasses to salvage the meat. They were filled with mud.
I can just keep walking. No, I'm going to sympathize with his plight. I want to know more about the
He
story.
licks his cracked lips. They stay dry. His land is dying. The harvest fails again, people will too. You look past him, over his dust-choked fields. You can't imagine anything growing here.
Can't you move away? Like, I guess it's cool. It's okay to be an Okie from Muskogee.
Where would we go? My family came here for a fresh start. All we have is our claim.
His voice is hoarse.
We came here when there was no more work back home. Now this. If we leave,
Well,
it'll
shit.
just be something else.
Well, I guess I'll take my leave.
Your skin prickles gently, though the sky is still clear.
Duster's on its way. Big one.
He calls after you.
Come by in a week. I doubt there'll be a building left standing.
No, I'm not gonna come by in a week. I'm out of here. Well, if I hop a train and I get beat, then I'm gonna have no
The
health.
narrator sounds like the one in Black Sad.
Black Sad? Is that a game I don't know? Is there anyone near Salt Lake City? I want to find another person.
Yuo.
Actually.
Yup.
Ah. I see. I do not know this game. If I go southeast, I run into Cassidy again, or southwest is Lady with a Horse, and I'm gonna go southwest. Let's stop moving so I can get a compass, please. Yes, this way. I'm holding whistle. What is this? Oh, did I just get a heart back? I think I did. Field hands are sitting down to share a meal on long tables.
As I walked through the desert to meet a lady with the horse.
One of them sees you. I'll do that. Yeah, good. One of them sees you loitering near the barn. Winking, he waves you over. Just nod and smile, he says, and passes you a steaming plate. They'll think you're day labor. Nobody questions you, and the food is delicious. Nice, I did. I got a health heart. As I was walking through the desert to meet a lady with a horse, it felt good to be out here, of course. Can I cross these mountains? Yep. Just walk on over them. Oh, the sun is changing again. I think I'm gonna have to find a way to set up my ring light in my new office. Yep. I'll just keep on going. Because that way I don't have to rely on the sun. It's just that it's hot. Ring lights are quite hot after a certain time period. Oh, I think I saw the campfire there. I wonder if I can hitchhike. Oh, are you gonna pick me up? And also, is that the person that... Yeah, Denver, yeah. Okay, sweet, sweet. Take me to Denver. Please? Yes! Nice. I get to sit back.
A lava lamp works for me, and 2 screens.
Ooh. I love lava lamps. Gotta love a lava lamp. Very satisfying. It says this farmer's loitering. It should just say the or It's weird to me how they choose the word this for things like outside this place or this person, blah, 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 blah. This farmer's loitering beside a couple crates of berries, idly watching the clouds go by. Waiting for the pickup, he says, trying to make small talk. Hey, you want to hear a wild story? He starts telling you about the eclipse, which casts a shadow of pure love over the land, enthralling thousands. It takes a couple minutes, but suddenly you recognize it is the story about the strange woman who shared a moment with you during the eclipse. Whoever told it to the farmer changed...
This person is making the voice talk.
Well,
Who was a
lot. But it's still pretty good. Where'd you hear that story? Oh, I can't remember, he says. I think I known it for years, since I was a boy. For sure. That can't be right. Now, I said in the last episode that if I ever, because we encountered this setup, there's only a few different setups that you hear your own stories told back to you. I said if I ever ran into this guy again and he told the eclipse story like this, claiming to know it from childbirth, I was going to be like, nah, dog. Nah. Oh, we got a hydrate redeemed. Somebody cares about my hydration. Thank you, Audra. Got a bit of moisture running off of the glass there. So no, this story happened to me. Bullshit. His laughter rings down the dusty road. You're a good joker, I'll give you that. I'm not a joker. That's how I met Clarabelle, who is now my wife. Okay, so don't even with me on that. Also, I want to check my stories to see if any of them are fully opened up yet.
Jagged sandstone
I wanted to earn money, but
rises
stick
above
drift.
the lip of a hollow basin in the rock. A crowd is gathered in the foothills. Their excited whispers wash over you, echo off the ochre outcrops. You can almost pick out fragments of conversations.
Ricola.
I remember those commercials. I could go into the hills. I'm going to mingle with the crowd, I think.
The voices around you are heightened by the surrounding stones. An argument hissed from behind clenched teeth sounds like shouting. A child's plaintive cry sounds like a shriek. Beneath these, there are older voices, ones that belong to the earth.
Cool.
The rocks preserve them.
I'm gonna wait.
A
There's
woman
no other
steps
choice.
forward. The crowd parts for her. She opens her mouth and begins to sing. A smoky, vibrant alto.
There's nowhere to
The sound resonates in the basin, and the mountains join her in a reverberating round. Even after she finishes, the soft strains of music linger.
Cool. Music echoing off the red rocks in Denver. Not a bad story if you ask me. I would say that that's probably a hopeful story somehow. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. I'm gonna panhandle because I either get money or I don't. You're sitting near a bus stop when a whole school bus full of uniformed tykes disembarks. Not uninformed. Well, probably uninformed. They're tykes. Their teacher whispers something to them. They line up and one by one each drop a small coin in your hat. Oh, happy day. Am I gonna get 2 monies? I am gonna get full monies. Yes! The teacher is last in line. She doesn't drop a coin. She does, however, drop a flyer with instructions on how to get to her church. Oh well, you can't argue with this much cash. Right on. Nope, nope, nope. Leave. Not the train station. Thank you. Bloody stick drift. There's no place to be. The sun is just... It's just on me.
A hurried little girl collides into you with a wheelbarrow full of hay, nearly knocking you out of your shoes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
There is something in the wheelbarrow.
You nod, but the way the girl fusses over the wheelbarrow, was that apology meant for you?
Are you lost?
Lost? Me? No, not at all.
She stands up taller and squares her shoulders, projecting
that
an
a straw.
image of adulthood so stiff she looks about
Yes.
to tip over.
But I guess I could use a little help. Can I ask you something pretty, please?
There are hands. I can see those hands. Go on.
Well, I found this critter, but my
Okay.
daddy won't let me keep it unless I take real good care of it.
Relating this dilemma has put her on the verge of tears.
Do you know how I can be the very best pet owner in the world?
They hay has eyes.
The hay has eyes. Holy shit, that's actually that could be a funny parody movie. I want to keep this an occult story, so I'm going to say a strong leash.
Huh. That's what my daddy said, but,
The girl digs around in the hay and pulls
I read
out
ahead.
a
I read
broken
ahead.
industrial chain, the kind used on cargo ships. The steel links have been gouged with claw marks.
any other ideas?
Maybe return it to the abandoned farmhouse that you found it in? Lots and lots of love.
She smiles so bright.
That's all it takes? Gosh, I already love it so much.
Let's move on. Well, there you go. That was... Wait, what story was that? I missed it. I missed it saying in the corner. Oh my god, please stop fighting me. Okay, none of these are open. The little girl with the wheelbarrow around Denver, the abandoned farmhouse. Oh, man.
Make an unsummoning circle and cast the demon back to hell.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, wait. The boy who lives in the woods with the bones of his father, that one's fully open. Wait, is the pigeon story seriously not open? Not the pigeon, Ah, the Seagulls and the Fishermen near Portland, Maine. That one isn't open at all? Oh, probably because I haven't heard it told back to me yet. But the boy who lives in the woods with his father, with the bones of his father, that one's been opened up quite well. So there you go. We're gonna hear this story, we're gonna make camp, and then we're gonna call it.
There's a
Friendo.
truck parked here. The driver mistakes your look for curiosity. You want to see something interesting? He asks, pointing to the trunk. He opens it. There's hundreds of metal tubes with little numbered screw-on caps sorted in wooden racks.
What is it?
We've been surveying, he said. It's my job to study soil health. The trunk has a map taped to it, marked with numbered dots. I can show you the one from your hometown if you see it here.
It's not on the map, because my hometown is in Canada. It's in parts unknown.
It's an official-looking map, but the state
Why did I lose
borders and
money on
rivers are
that?
wrong. Half your county is missing. The surveyor offers you a coin for directions to your hometown, but his notes are funhouse mirror English
Did I
writing.
lose money or did I gain money?
Fascinating, he murmurs. We learn so much from you folks.
Did I just run into an alien? The strange soil surveyor. We learned so much from you folks. Did I just run into an alien? Alright. Horse lady, who are you and what you gotta say to me? It's Ray by Jolie Menzel, Chapter 1, White Sands.
Howdy, stranger. You passing through?
Howdy, Ray.
This here desert is my home.
Sure is.
Tourists like you ought to be careful if you ain't used to the heat.
Tourists.
What
What
do
is-
you mean, you folks?
Yeah, right?
I grew up on my Uncle Eddie's ranch, where I learned riding and cattle rustling. But it's government land now. Seems like all government land these days.
Yeah.
Now I'm traveling around the ranches that are left. Some folks would call me a cowboy. Not many is used to, mind. But I've been training to ride and rope for almost half my life.
He went on to found Yellowstone Ranch.
Name's Raymond Edward Dawson, Ray for short. And this sleeping beauty over here is Poncho.
I think you mean Dutton. Hi, Poncho. And I guess this isn't a lady. I thought it was a lady in the picture, but that's... Well, I mean, I don't know how Ray self-identifies.
Anyway, why don't you tell me something a little cheerful?
Little cheerful, eh, Ray? Well, let me tell you about the story of the Blessed Lighthouse Sanctuary where
Is it a
souls in
Mustang
love
or
could find
Bronco?
respite. Yeah, I don't know. Not a Mustang. Can tell you that. Not spotted, not half-colored.
Heartwarmer. Thanks for telling that one, amigo. It was love at first sight. First time I saw that sky on fire sunset silhouetting the mountains.
Can't he judge a person by their looks?
No, but you can judge horses.
And when that sun finally fell,
I don't know
It was
anything
like-
about horses.
someone spilled
I'm basing that
countless
over Hidalgo.
diamonds all over the sky.
Nice. This guy's a poet, too.
Anyway, it's that time of the night. You got any really scary stories?
Bruh, I have got tons of scary stories you don't even know. Which one do I tell you is the real... Oh, I should have put the abandoned farmhouse instead of the story of the drunkard lineman, because that's not even scary right now. What,
That is no horse, that is Mr. Ed, he is the one talking, the man is mute.
Right. Right. The man can't speak, that's Mr. Ed. Just a horse with a bunch of peanut butter in his lips. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna tell the story of old Barney the Scarecrow near Indianapolis. That's gotta be a scary story. I wanna see that one grow.
Amigo, that's
Yes.
the scariest story I've heard in a while. And you say that really happened?
Yo, his eye got open so quick. That was 2 stories. That was it.
Authority? I see government folks in the desert a lot, thinking
Usually
they
it takes
have
like 3 at
authority.
least.
Your badge ain't gonna save you from an empty canteen, from kissing bugs or rattlesnakes, and not from the sun.
That is very true.
Man's only authority in the desert is over his survival.
Too right.
So, you know any good joke?
I do know some good jokes, but also I'm gonna tell this. Ooh, that could be funny, and then that might get. Your eye's already all the way open. That one's actually a funny story. This one was. Oh, I thought it was gonna be scary or hopeful, but it wasn't. It was funny, so that's. I don't want that. I'm gonna tell the story of the Devil of Leeds. So you see, I found this.
You trying to scare me?
I found this devil
That weak
thing,
stuff ain't
and
putting
it
a
sounded
drop
like
of
a
sweat
baby
on
was
me.
crying, and the building was on fire. It was awesome. Isn't that hilarious?
Sad? I was sad to see the ranch go, yeah. Would have been one thing if it had just kept on being a ranch in someone else's hands. But going to the government? Well, all I know is Eddie wasn't too friendly whenever those folks in suits came around. I bet you seen some
God, I
really
just
wild,
realized, yeah,
exciting
it's
stuff
Eddie,
out
so
there,
that's
though.
hilarious.
Tell me about it.
His horse is actually Mr. Ed. Oh my god. What do you want? A thrilling story. Let me tell you the story of the men who were born to different mothers, which I found depressing, but apparently the game says is hilarious.
I guess we got different senses of humor, amigo.
I guess so.
The past is something I keep close to me, yeah. When it feels tough out here, I look back to before I set myself free. Back when things were real bad. Only thing to look forward to was a factory job and finding some poor woman to watch me die while I did it. Out here, I got freedom to do different. But anyway, amigo, what's the most exciting thing you've seen out here on the road?
The most exciting thing, huh? There was a bunch of boys who worked themselves to death in a cornfield, if I can... There we go. And that's super exciting. Not at all depressing.
Amigo, who do you think I am? I can tell that tearjerker ain't true.
You would be right, because it was just one kid, not a group of kids.
Todd the Sod.
Death.
Yeah, Todd the Sod.
Uncle Eddie died. He didn't have a will.
Oh wait, no, Eddie's not his
Maybe he
horse's
felt
name.
like
Eddie was his
writing
uncle.
one meant he was giving Death permission to come knocking.
Oops.
Death don't care, though. He'll come around unannounced, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Anyway, Uncle Eddie always said it's rude to keep on gabbing about yourself. So I'm headed out. Going up this
Up to
way, staying off the
Wyoming.
road. Maybe.
Well, in between Wyoming and that place that it is,
I'll catch you later, amigo.
I'm gonna get another trophy just now. Boom, there it is, the cowboy. Nice. Which means that Ray's... Oh! Before we go, there's a story that's grown in the telling, so let's check that out. Listen to this. It's the boy. Strange story about the rising workers' movement in New York. Nice. The socialist in New York. Holy shit, you know the story. It's the one of the determined socialists in New York, but wildly altered. Seriously, what do you think about that one? That's a great story. Workers unite under the union. He smiled sheepishly. Thanks, I heard it from my brother. Nice. So the determined socialist in New York is now
Socialites.
the rising workers movement in New York. Awesome. Does that mean... Oh, it's only half open. It needs one more to open. Nice. Well, and that also brings us to the end of the stream for today. This will be up on YouTube in 6 days, where it will definitely have a great reception, of course. If you haven't, check out YouTube's playlist of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine from the very first episode, and you can get a better introduction to the story and follow along from there. And if you haven't already, feel free to follow over on twitch.tv/thunderandbatarangs. Check out the YouTube Under a Rock Gaming, and if you're watching on YouTube, check the description for the link tree, where you'll find posted my TikTok page, my other YouTube, my Patreon, which right now has some questions going on for an Ask Me Anything. There's a place to suggest questions for an Ask Me Anything coming up on March 31st. That'll be on TikTok, so follow me there.
I should have put more mumbo jumbo on here for YouTube.
Yeah. You were very fine. You had enough. That was enough. No, it was enough mumbo jumbo. Not too much, not enough. That was the Goldilocks zone of mumbo jumbo. And you can join Carl if you subscribe to be a patron. It's only $2 a month. Actually, Audra, while I have you here, you asked me what is $2 on TikTok. I'm gonna make a TikTok for this, but that is 80 Philippine pesos. You asked how much that was in peso. And it says 80 Philippine pesos. I don't know if that's... Is there a Mexican peso? Oh, there is a Mexican peso. That's 26.78 Mexican pesos. Or 80 Philippine pesos. I did not realize that the Philippines had pesos as well, and that they were so different. But at any rate, you did your job. Yes, exactly. Thanks very much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. And then check me out on Twitch, because then you'll be able to watch it live.
Forget about that.
And slap that mumbo jumbo like Audra's doing right now, and the computer will read it. Just like
this.
Until next time, guys, keep your stories straight.
Where is the like on Twitch?
Where is the like on Twitch? Yeah, no, there isn't one. Just share my channel with people that you know. Spread the word. Spread the stories so that the seeds will grow. And until next time, everybody, keep your story straight. Bye.